So, guys, Sydney Colson tweeted out yesterday, and it's got to the stage where the Indiana Fever are now joking and are just assuming they're going to be fined. And I think it's a fair assumption. I think it's an absolutely fair assumption to make that the Indiana Fever are going to be screwed whenever they can. In any fine, in anything. Anything that happens. The Indiana Fever are going to be screwed. If they can be screwed, they will be screwed. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. If anything that can go, if anything the league can screw the Indiana Fever on, they will. So Colson tweeted, at a certain point in the league's existence, I'm in need for Kelsey Mitchell to get the same whistle as other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane. I've considered roping my sister in to have her office pursue charges. Obviously, she's joking, but she's making a joke while also calling out the referees. And by the way, I'm going to talk about it a little bit tomorrow. I do want to really apologize. I've got a whole bunch of videos ready to go tomorrow. It's just I saw yesterday. I just worked so hard, so long. I worked 18 hours yesterday, and my body's just kind of shutting down. So I'm going to get a really good sleep today and be back making videos tomorrow. So I've got videos. I'll be talking about KK Timpson's role, the Fever on a back-to-back, the Fever probably making the playoffs. I'm going to be talking a little bit about fans turning on Colson, Nancy Lieberman, so many things. I was planning on going live today. I just didn't have it in me to go over those things. I did not have it in me. Depending on how I feel tomorrow, I may or may not go live. Either way, you can see this right here. Caitlin, careful, you're going to get fined. Somebody responds, I will pay it. Lynn Dunn responds, agree, I will help with the fine. Caitlin, love it. Everyone listen to Lynn. So, you have literally now got the somebody that is in the organization when it comes to Lynn Dunn. She's a senior advisor. She's not DGM anymore, but she's out there talking about paying the fines. So it's this team is being open about it all. They're like, you know what? Yeah, we'll pay the fine. Go get fined. We'll pay it. Caitlin Clark joking about be careful, you're going to get fined. I wonder how many fines the Indiana Fever have had as a team. Sophie's been fined 3 times. I would say Caitlin, for stuff on the sideline, has probably been fined a couple of times. Sid Colson's 1,000,000% getting fined for this. Caitlin Clark is probably going to be fined for saying careful, you're going to get fined. I would say when it comes to the Fever, they have had double-digit fines. My prediction would be that they have had double-digit fines. But this entire interaction just sums up how the Indiana Fever feel about the referees, about the fining situation, about everything. They're probably joking as well when it comes to the Sophie Cunningham thing. When it comes to the Sophie Cunningham situation being she literally said Paige has a good whistle, and she got fined for it. She got fined for talking about the way they referee Paige. Didn't even say him bad that much, or that bad. She just said Paige is a favourable whistle, which we know Paige is a favourable whistle. And Paige, Asia, and Stewie have the craziest whistles. Fee's whistle is pretty damn good as well. I can't lie. Fee's whistle is pretty damn good. But yeah, you can tell this team fucking hates the referees. You can tell that this team more so than any. This isn't an entire situation. Pretty interesting. No doubt they talk to one another about this stuff and post. But to post it is another level. I genuinely think that this team doesn't give a fuck. I don't think this team cares. I think this team... And that's one of the things I have to say that it looks like Stephanie White has done. And look, you can criticize Stephanie White in a way saying that you don't think she's the right coach for Caitlin Clark. And I don't. I mean that. I don't think she's the right coach to harness what Caitlin Clark does well and turn that into a winning player. I think she wants to mold Caitlin Clark into her idea of what Caitlin Clark should be, rather than try to mold Caitlin Clark's style and that system into winning. I think she wants to change the system. And I don't know if it'll win with that specific player. And I don't know if it's going to work long term. I don't think Stephanie White is the right coach. But like to say that in terms of like how she's gotten this team together, the camaraderie, she's not done an incredible job. And look, Christy Sides did a great job too at that. We can be honest here. Christy Sides did a real good job at that. Like Christy Sides didn't do that many things well. That is one of the things Christy Sides did well. And you can tell that this locker room really likes each other. You can tell these players like each other. And you can tell that these players know that the league, other teams don't want them to win. Other teams are against them. They can tell. They know that people that were their quote-unquote fans, if you weren't a Fever player, people that were her fans, were fans of these players in the past have now turned on them, especially when it comes to Sid Colson. Like, Sid Colson is Sid Colson. Sid Colson has terminal Twitter fingers. Like, she has legitimately not changed one bit this season and from any other season. Like, she has not changed at all. She's been the exact same person and player the entire time. And they all turned on her. They're all calling her every name under the sun because now she's making jokes for the Indiana Fever. She plays for a team that they don't like. So now Sid Colson, the person, is bad. Not Sid Colson, the player. Because I don't really rate Sid Colson, the player, that highly. But like Sid Colson, the person, to them anyway, is now fair game. And you can see it when it came to Aaliyah Boston. How many South Carolina fans have turned on Aaliyah Boston because of proximity to Caitlin? How many fans have turned on, Sid Colson? How many fans have turned on Natasha Howard that maybe weren't her fans and suddenly they're Natasha Howard haters? And the funniest thing about this is that all of these players, as much as they say, the people that were their fans in the past, a lot of them turned on them, they now have hundreds of thousands of new actual fans, which is a huge thing. When that's the thing where it's like, from day one with that bullshit investigation, it's clear that this league is against the Indiana Fever. This league is against the Indiana Fever fans. And you can tell that this team knows that. You can tell this team knows that the refs, the league, the commissioner, everyone is against them. Everybody is against them. And that is a powerful thing. Having a mentality that everyone's against us, it's us against the world. In sports, again, I always say the prime example of teams succeeding like that is Jose Mourinho as a manager. Jose Mourinho, what they always say about him is that, especially in his prime, that he was able to instill in every team he managed. He was able to instill a mentality that everyone hates you. No one wants you to win. It's us against the world. And it was always the worst thing because when Chelsea players went to play for the England national team, it was always a bit of an us against the world mentality, even there when they were meant to be playing together. But at the end of the day, that's the way the Fever are. That is the way the Fever are. And the Fever need things to spur them on to win games because it's hard as fuck to win games with these injuries. And they keep doing it. Every time you count out the Indiana Fever, they come back swinging. Every time you try to count them out. Even if Kelsey Mitchell has a bad game, it'll be Odyssey Sims. It's a new player every single time. And that's the one thing with this team is like, look, do they play extremely boring basketball? Yes. Yeah, they do. They're an extremely boring basketball team to watch without Caitlin Clark. Do they work their asses off? Most of the time, yeah. Most of the time. But anyway, yeah. That's the video. Shout out Colson. Shout out all this team. Shout out all this team. As people, they all seem great, which is a big thing, just like last year. And in fairness, they did seem to get a good subtract the one of honor. They did seem to get a whole bunch of people that were, were okay with dealing with all the crap, and were able to use that to get stronger and play better. And anyway, yeah. Also, not in this, shout out to Bree Turner as well. Just in general, shout out Bree Turner. But anyway, I'll see you guys.